We are live. Greetings, my brothers and sisters in Nigeria or wherever you are, anywhere in the world. As my fellow Nigerians in diaspora, I bring you warm greetings. I am your humble host or anchor of this wonderful show, Nigerian Constitution and Your Right. Nigerian Constitution, Know Your Right. We'll bring it to you every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, or 3 p.m. US Central Time, or 4 p.m. US Eastern Time. And this program is powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, or GCSDN for short. Today's topic, we're going to be focused on the question: is right to freedom of movement and approval for invasion? Again, is right to freedom of movement and approval for invasion. Why this topic? This topic it's chosen due to it's in line with the segment of the Constitution we are covering for this week. If you remember, if you have been watching this show every Tuesday, you know we are currently on the series of the fundamental rights of Nigerians. And these fundamental rights of Nigeria are 14 of them covered in Chapter 4, Section 33 to Section 46. And today we are covering Section 41, and Section 41 have to do with freedom of movement of citizens of Nigeria. So with that being the focus of today's conversation, I will try to link it to what is currently happening in Nigeria. And what is currently happening in Nigeria is the Owo massacre. The Owo massacre that occurred Sunday or Pentecost Sunday in St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State. So we're trying to link that with our focus of Section 41, the freedom of movement, and how it relates to what happened in Owo on Sunday and what have generally been happening all over Nigeria. Whether if you talk about the Northeast, similar problem. If you talk about the Northwest, similar problem. If you talk about the North Central, similar problem. If you come to the Southeast, similar problem. South, similar problem. And now this event in St. Francis happened in the northwestern state of Ondo. So that is going to be the focus of our conversation today. And please, as we continue the show, start sharing, like this video, like this channel, and share it and invite so that more people can join the program. Because the more we are, the more the more we can learn together and have conversation. Because today's show specifically, I want it to be open to all Nigerians. That's why I sent out the studio link on different platforms so that people can join in the conversation right here in the studio and voice their opinion or what they think about the Owo massacre in Ondo State and how it relates to our focus of Section 41 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. So let me see my guest, who is ready at the moment as we continue the show. Okay, one guest is here. We'll add the guest to the stream. Hello, Miss Rita. Can you please unmute yourself and turn on your video and say, introduce.
Hi.
Hello, Ms. Rita.
Okay. Hi. Hello.
Introduce yourself to the guests, to the audience, and say, yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay. Good evening, viewers at home. I am Rita English, and it's 9. Okay. Good evening, viewers at home, and good evening, Dr. Edmond. I'm Rita English, and thanks for having me again on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Always delighted when you have your show. This is going to be your second appearance on this show,
Hello, did
so
you
it's good to have
hear
you
me?
tonight. Thank you. Thank you. I can hear you, but I think your mic is having some issue. So your mic is having some issue. I hope the guests, the audience, can hear you better. But from my end, I'm having an issue.
Thank
I'm
you.
having a little problem here. So if the guests, please, guests, if the audience, I mean, if you have an issue hearing us, please comment in the comment section. And you can also use the comment section to ask questions as we continue with the show. All right, over to you, Miss Rita. I was saying today's focus is section 41 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, which is talking about the freedom of movement of Nigerians. I'm going to read the Constitution later during the show, but before that, we're trying to link this freedom of movement to the incident that happened on Sunday in Owo, Ondo State, where scores of people were massacred in their place of worship in St. Francis Church, and also dozens were injured, both adults and children. So please, I would like to use the floor to react to that. What do you think? What do you feel when you heard that news, if you have heard it at all? I cannot hear you, Miss Rita.
I heard the news,
I
not
cannot hear
just
you.
hearing the
Okay,
news.
maybe you can
I watched.
like leave the studio and then come back in. Maybe that will help. And I
Can you
will
hear me?
be. Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
No, I can't hear you again.
Oh,
Maybe your
can you hear me now?
earpiece, your mic is having an issue.
Okay, if you can hear me. I
Yeah, I can
said
hear you now.
I didn't just hear the news. Really?
I can hear you. It's going to.
No.
I cannot hear
My
you,
earpiece
Miss
is
Rita.
okay.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Okay,
maybe I
stay.
have to hold it
Yeah,
like
I
this.
think when you stay
It's okay,
forward, I
right?
can hear you. But when you lean backward,
I
I
didn't
can't hear
just
you.
hear
So
the.
stay lean forward. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Continue. Please don't
How
go. Don't
about
lean
now?
backward
Can you
again.
hear me?
And whenever you lean backward, you might just start having an issue.
Okay. Okay, let me just
All
say
right.
it like this. For I didn't. I didn't just. I didn't just. Oh. Okay, no problem. I'll be like this. I didn't just hear the news. I watched the videos. I watched them, and as a Nigerian, it was it was beyond heartbroken. But what even broke my heart the most was when I saw the picture of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria having dinner on that same day that such massacre took place in the country he swore to govern. It was indeed beyond heartbroken. And my deepest condolence to the families that have lost their loved ones. Really. Thank you.
Thank you for that reaction. Indeed, it was a very horrific event. I watched the
Thank you.
videos. At some point, I had to pause and just go. I said, I can't watch this. It was very gruesome, very gruesome. And to say the least, these are worshipers, people that come to worship God. And it's not even just an ordinary Sunday, it's a Pentecost Sunday. It's supposed to be a festive Sunday of people remembering the encounter of the apostles with the Holy Ghost. And and then this happened. And then so there's some meme going around in the social media saying that this is this is a good thing for people that go don't go to church. That can't they can't believe that people are even thanking God. Thank God I don't go to church this Sunday. If people that live in or war in Ondo State, it's a terrible thing to feel unsafe in a place of worship. So I understand how you feel. I felt that too, and I commiserate with the people of Ondo State and those that have lost their loved ones, those that have lost father, mother, brothers, and sisters. I've read places that they say the whole family was affected. Mother, father, and children were killed, and it was horrible. It is horrible. This should not be happening in any state in our country or even any country for that matter. So it's beyond heartbreaking, and I ask that God console the families that are affected, and may the soul of the departed rest in peace. Um, so, and what we're hearing, there's there are different reports. I've read reports that estimated that at least about 50 people were killed. I've read some report that say about 85 people were killed, and then I've seen that about 27 adults were injured, about 13 children were injured. So that's a lot of injuries and a lot of death. So what do you think uh, the government should have done to avoid this? I cannot hear you. I can hear you, Miss Rita. How about you leave the studio and come back in, and then we'll continue. I will continue with the show while I wait for you to exit and return to the studio because
First of
okay.
all, I want to reiterate that
Okay,
we are
let's go.
having a. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Oh my God.
I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear
Carry
me?
on. Yes, I can hear you again. Something is wrong with your mic.
Okay. Okay. Do I? Is it okay now?
Yes,
Can you hear me? Okay. First of all, okay. First of all, I want us to really. Oh my God, this is strange. Is it okay now?
yes, I can hear you. Carry on. What do
This
you
is
think the government
strange.
would have
Is
done
it okay now?
yes, I can hear you. Carry on. What do you think the government should have done to prevent it? I think Miss Rita left the studio. So hopefully she comes back in. But before she come back in, the show must go on. We're going to continue the show. So the government of Nigeria have failed Nigerians. It's not just Ondo State. It's not just the north, the southwest where the Ondo State is located. It's not just southeast. It's not just south. It's not just northeast or northwest or north central. So this has been an ongoing incident. Uh, People come into the country as they supposed to because the sad thing is that different government officials, even the president, have come out when these incidents are happening with the Boko Haram hit or the herdsmen crisis. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Buhari or Muhammad Buhari, have come out several times and said uh, that this issue is due to foreigners from Mali and due to the topple of Gaddafi in Libya, and they have mercenaries coming down to Nigeria with arms, and they are the one causing this issue. And the same rhetoric was repeated by Governor of Ondo State, this affected state on Sunday. The governor of Ondo State also came out and said, "Oh, that these people that committed this massacre in St. Francis Church are Malians, that they're from Mali." So these are the kind of excuses that we hear from our government. They they complain and don't give real solution on how to tackle the issue. So the same thing. The president has said that these are people from Libya, and now Governor Cordoba of Ondo State are saying the people that committed the atrocity in St. Francis Church are from Mali. So if these people causing this problem in Nigeria are foreigners, so why haven't the government done something about it? We have loopholes in our borders. Loopholes in our borders. What are we doing about it? What is the government doing about those loopholes in the borders to ensure that they are that before people come into the country that we know who they are and they are properly vetted, they have the right document and they have no criminal record. And what are they bringing into the country? So these are the things that the government needs to look into. Can you imagine that our custom service we only have 18,000 personnel, 18,000 personnel of custom service. That is poor in a country of 200 million people or 220 million people. And guess what? Our army, Nigerian army, is just about 223,000 people. That is poor in all standards. Nigeria, with a population of 220 million people, need at least 2 million armies personnel, but we only have not even up to 250,000 army personnel. So these are the issues that need to be addressed. And our police is just about 350,000 police personnel, very low for a country such as Nigeria. Nigeria also need about 2 million police officers, but we only have 350. So these are things that need to be addressed that will help solve all these kind of issues we keep having, all this kind of crisis we keep having. So my guest is back now. I will give the floor to her so that she can answer my question and we'll continue. Before you left, Ms. Rita, I asked you a question. Now, what do you think the government uh, could have done or should be doing to avoid this kind of issue of wanton killing and bloodletting?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. I hope you can hear me very
Okay,
well now.
I can hear you.
Can you
Carry on.
can you can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, great. I want us to I don't want we shouldn't first of all forget the fact that we're having a major general, an army major general retired as the president, the president of Muhammadu Buhari as the president right now. He rode to power singing the song that he was going to defeat Boko Haram and the insurgents within months. So personally, I believe that Mr. President knows exactly what to do to curb the situation. But I want to believe that he is not doing anything because they are from his own tribe. Because if you look at the Boko Haram, they are Fulanis. You look at the so-called bandits, they are Fulanis. You look at the ISWAP, just name it, they are all from one ethnic group, which the president happens to come from. This same president, he can apprehend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all the way from Kenya, Sunday Igboho from Niger. What stops such a person from apprehending the people terrorizing his own country right inside his country? These people are using Okada. Okada, that's what they ride on. So, like, seriously, if he really means to curb this insecurity, he would do it. 1 month will even be too much. Like, sometimes I kind of ask this question. Imagine if the people causing this insecurity were to be the Igbos, or let's say Southerners. Let's not just let's not just use the word the Igbos. Let's assume that as Buhari, a Northerner, is the president, and then imagine it's Southerners that are causing this insecurity in this country. Buhari would have quenched it. In fact, the first week he came to governance. Yes, that's what I believe. And that's what a lot of Nigerians, as it is right now, that's what they believe. Because lots of the reports we hear today, they were like, Fulani is this, they did that. We went to the nearest police station to complain. They were like, the Fulani, please go. Don't want trouble. On several occasions, they're all there on the news. So if he really wants to do something about this, it will not take him even a month to curb it. Now look at what is going on. You're releasing thousands of hardened terrorists, telling us that they have repented. From his own state, Katsina, Masari, his governor, came out at the time to say some of the so-called repentant Boko Harams and whatever, they are causing problems again, even though they are being paid 100,000 naira monthly. Now, the question you should ask yourself, how many graduates in Nigeria has a job, let alone being able to collect 100,000 naira as salary? But the so-called repentant Boko Haram or whatever, they pay them 100,000 naira according to Governor Masari of Katsina State, President Buhari's own state. Still, those guys are still killing and still doing all sort of nonsense. And then when you go to the Nigerian prison today, a lot of innocent people are there. Some that will just steal phones. They are sentenced to how many months? Some are there for like how many months? Nobody is even taking them to court. They are just there in the name of a waiting trial. So what I see that is causing this meeting is Mr. President is being nepotistic. It is high time he treats all citizens equal. Imagine all the bandits that the armies have been able to apprehend if he has dealt severely with them. All this nonsense would have long stopped. Because releasing thousands on a daily basis, in spite of the killings, in spite of everything that is going on, you kept on releasing them, so khaki for them, using our money to give them jollof rice and chicken like Dr. Abati from Arise TV will always say. And then you want them to stop? They can't stop. So he knows what to do. If he really wants to do this and put an end to it, he knows what to do. He knew what the problem was before he came campaigning, telling Nigerians that he can do this. And Nigerians believed him and voted him into power. So he should do that, which he promised us, and stop making us look like he's handicapped, he doesn't know what to do. If he doesn't know what to do, then he just resign.
Thank you, Ms. Rita.
The killing of maybe few persons, I think there was one. Because of the
killing during
protest,
I love your passion. I love your passion. If he doesn't want to do what he needs to do, he should resign as a president.
You are seated there, you catch them, you
I have a question, another question for you.
Like seriously.
Can you hear me?
Just so beyond the really. Thank you.
All right. So the question now, based on the
These
topic,
are humans like us that are dying. It could be anybody. So it's not just, it could be anybody. So right now,
Ms. Rita, based on the question, is rights to freedom of movement and approval for invasion. So according to our Constitution, Section 41, which I'm going to read in a few minutes, it grants Nigerians right to movement. So do you think this freedom of movement makes these people take it upon themselves to invade other communities or other regions of the country? Do you think that is the problem here, that freedom of movement that was guaranteed by the Constitution? Did you get the question, or should I repeat the question? I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
No, I don't think that the freedom of movement is there. I got a question, but if you want to repeat, you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you
Answer.
hear me?
I can hear
Can
you.
you hear
Answer
me
the
now?
question. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. Is it okay?
Answer the question.
Yeah.
Is freedom of
Is it good?
movement that was granted by the Constitution, is that a problem?
Yeah.
Is that
The
what is causing this problem? People can freely go and
the
commit
freedom of
havoc, invade
movement
communities,
has
invade different regions.
absolutely nothing to do with this, because we the Southerners, we are equally moving to the.
All right, thank you very much.
It's not.
I got your
It
answers
is
to that.
not the
You
problem at
said
all.
no, that freedom of movement is not the problem. It's not the
It's
issue.
not.
So I think this is the right time for me to
It's
read
not the
a
problem.
section of the Constitution. Where the section of the Constitution we are
Did you
focusing
hear
on
me?
today is section 41 of
God.
chapter 4.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I'm going to read the Constitution now so that the audience should actually know what is said within the Constitution of section 41. It said, every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria, to reside in any part thereof, and no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or refuse entry thereby or exit therefrom. Then subsection 2 says, nothing in subsection 1 of this section shall invalidate any law that is reasonably justifiable in a democratic society, such as imposing restriction in residence of, so you can see subsection 1 told us that every Nigerian have freedom of movement. Then now we're in subsection 2. These are the restrictions. That yes, we have freedom of movement, we have but there's a restriction. So I'm going to read through the restrictions and give example of those restrictions so that people will be able to understand it clearly. So restrictions are if imposing restriction on the residence or movement of any person who has committed or is reasonably suspected to have committed a criminal offense in order to prevent him from leaving Nigeria. So that means if you have committed an offense, if you have committed a crime, that will restrict that freedom granted to you by subsection 1 of section 41. So if you commit a crime, that definitely restricts your freedom because they may put you in prison or they may say you cannot leave your house or cannot leave your state. So that is one. Or when you have a suspicion, even though you haven't committed a crime, but they suspect that you've committed a crime, they can also restrict your movement. And a good example of that made national news was Omoyele Sowore. Even though he have not committed a crime, they suspected that he had committed a crime or he's going to commit a crime with revolution movement. They restricted his movement in Abuja for almost 3 years. So that's an example of restriction approved by the law. Then it also say providing for removal of any person from Nigeria or any other country. So that means you can actually be removed from Nigeria to go to any country, and that is going to restrict your movement within Nigeria. Because, and again, that happened when you have committed a crime. Example is James Ibori is a good example of that. When he had to be moved, James Ibori was a former governor of Delta State. He had to move and be imprisoned in UK for the crime he committed embezzling, both here in Nigeria and in the UK. So he was imprisoned in UK. After serving his prison sentence in UK, he was brought back to Nigeria. So that's an example of restriction of your movement. And then, so that means it can be taken to other country to be tried outside Nigeria for criminal offense or undergo imprisonment outside Nigeria in execution of sentence of a court of law in respect to a criminal offense of which he has been found guilty, provided there is reciprocal agreement between Nigeria and that country. So before Nigeria will move you to any country to serve a sentence, is Nigeria have an agreement with that country, just like Nigeria have agreement with the United States. Nigeria can send Nigerian citizens to the United States to serve a sentence in the United States, and United States can send people in the United States to come to Nigeria to serve a sentence, the criminal. So an example now is that maybe that we may see happening is the issue of Abba Kyari, which Hush Puppy. Hush Puppy said that Abba Kyari was involved in his fraudulent activities, that's Yahoo Yahoo. And now the United States is asking for Abba Kyari to be extradited to United States to answer for that accusation and possibly be imprisoned. So that is these are also restriction of movement. So these are the only exception to restriction. That is what the Constitution says. So that means every Nigerian so have freedom to move around any part of Nigeria. So and that means it's not. And I don't see the freedom of movement of Nigerians as a problem of why these crimes are being committed by some people say House of Fulani or Fulani headsmen, and Governor Koridoro Akeredolu of Ondo State said they are Malians. Okay, so they are not Nigerian, they are Malians. And some people are asking, how did he know they are Malians? And it within a short period of time, have they probably done proper investigation? These are the questions. So even if they are Malians, why haven't the Nigerian government done the proper thing to make sure that any Malian that coming to Nigeria the proper way, the legal way, so that we know who they are? So, Rita, why do you think Nigerian government have not been doing their role in making sure those that come into our country are properly vetted and coming legally, and we know who they are and where they are? And that's my last question for you. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. This is frustrating. She came with so much energy as you heard her speak and answer some question. But unfortunately, her mic or her connection or whatever is causing an issue. We cannot hear her. So, and we are out of time.
Okay, so, thank you very much.
Oh, you're good now.
I hope you're hearing me.
So you can answer that question.
I really wouldn't know why the government. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Answer that question and then give your closing remark. We are actually out of time.
I'm telling you. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
All right, my people. I think this is where we're going to wrap up this show for the day.
Am I good now?
Guests today have been having too many mic issues. I cannot hear, so I don't know if the audience can hear. Because I've asked the audience to respond if they can hear or not, but they haven't responded.
I really don't know why the government would just be allowing people into Nigeria. If you recall, there was a time President Muhammad Buhari traveled outside. Oof. So
go ahead. You're doing good and you stopped. All right. I guess this is where we're going to end the show today. So please join me next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time. 9 p.m. Nigerian time or 3 p.m. US Central time or 4 p.m. US Eastern time. That is when we'll have the show. It's just a 30-minute show. Sometimes we'll go about 40-something minutes sometimes, but we'll try to stay within 30 minutes period. So join us every Tuesday. And this show, Nigerian Constitution on Your Right, is powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. Always share, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Also subscribe to my own personal channel, Dr. Edmond Ikeh on YouTube. As you subscribe to GCSDN Human Rights Organization YouTube channel on YouTube. And please keep coming back because we need you to come and learn how to stand for your right. And we're also going to blend the conversation on what is happening in the country at the moment, like we blended this for section 41 with what happened in Owo in Ondo State. So thank you very much for coming, and I hope to see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.